Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Lindsay. I always just like to introduce myself. That way, you know who's talking to you. Um, so I'm glad that you did Bruff versus North Mississippi Health Services because I chose Ward versus Wilbanks. And the first video that I did a response to chose the same case as me. So I was excited that one of my more recent clicks, ended up being a case out of the four that I didn't look into yet. So I think you did a very good job of recapping the case. I like that you pointed out that the case happened in 2000, 2001, I believe that you said, and that the ACA Code of Ethics ended up updating to include some of like the values like you mentioned in 2014. So I like that you explained that timeline and why it was important. I thought it was great that you explained the hardship kind of in detail that was caused to the counselor, to Sandra Bruff, because she wanted to stay at her current job location, and even though they recommended for her to move to kind of more religious, more conservative agency, she wanted to stay there. And maybe this is just me, but I think it was almost selfish of her that she stated that she wanted to treat clients until their sexual orientation or relationship status came up. Like for me, like I attend counseling on a weekly basis, and it took me a while to get comfortable with my counselors. So, after that relationship and that rapport has been set for the counselor to kind of just like, excuse themselves, it would impact me personally as a client. I'd feel like something I said was wrong or that it wasn't a safe environment. And it would almost turn me away from wanting to seek counseling in the future. So that's kind of just my personal opinion on that, as I believe that Sandra was just being very selfish. Yeah, because she didn't want to discuss the client's sexual orientation. Like, relationships are a really big part of our lives, and to just kind of diminish that or exclude it altogether, I just don't think is very professional. So our textbook, Hayes and Erford, 2024, it was talking about the case of Ward versus Wilbanks, but I think it's applicable to this case as well. Where's it at? So the case of Ward versus Wilbanks affirmed the position of the ACA, recognizing that counseling services cannot be denied to a client on the basis of a client's sexual orientation, nor can the client be referred to another counselor simply because a counselor's values conflict. So I'm glad that the ACA kind of stepped in and was like, personal beliefs on the basis of sexual orientation isn't enough to deny counseling services. So I don't know. I think it's very much not putting the client's well-being as a priority, which I believe should always be a priority. I thought it was fascinating too. Towards the end of your video, you were talking about how the percentages of like the populations of clients, and that it's actually, there's a higher percentage of homosexual individuals that attend counseling than heterosexual clients. So yeah, like just with that information and that statistic, it's like as counselors, we should be prepared to deal with clients of all diverse populations and not to be able to like exclude or pick and choose who we want to provide counsel for. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say on that. I guess my only question for you would be, were you surprised that she wanted to stay at her original job at the health services? Because I was a little surprised. I figured if they gave her the recommendation to go to a more religious and conservative practice, that she would have left. So I just want to hear what your thoughts are. I apologize for the kind of long response video. I started rambling a little bit, but I enjoyed your video, and I hope you have a good day.